Hello everyone, and welcome to sc2builds.com. This is Anti-Strange, and I'm going to be giving you a tutorial on how to use the build editor. Our interactive build editor is used for describing build orders in StarCraft 2. If you're not familiar with them, StarCraft build orders are a series of steps that you can take at the beginning of a StarCraft 2 match. Um, They're categorized by matchup, like Protoss versus Zerg. Not all of them have a specific matchup. Some of them are designed to work against any race, but they all set you up for some kind of beginning strategy in the game. Uh, on sc2builds.com, we have advanced features to search and find build orders that you're looking for. You can look at it by matchup, find all Protoss builds or just Protoss versus Zerg builds, for instance. You can select tags that are defined for what kind of build it is. If it's a rush build or a tech build, you can search for those. You can also define the time frame that you want to look for builds for, so you can only find recent builds or whatever time frame you want. There's also a search box so that you can look for builds by name or by keyword. So selecting a matchup will filter it. You'll get a new list of builds, which you can then sort further by how many votes they have when they are updated, etc. Okay, so now to get to the build editor, click on Submit a Build. And if you're logged in, when you'll see your username in the login box up here, then you should see this page. Now, the build editor this main page here has two sections. This whole first part here are fields that describe the build that you want to add. The import box down here, you can paste a Yabot build string into, and if you're not familiar with Yabot, it's a custom map for StarCraft 2 that allows you to test build orders. It gives you a list of the steps and then checks them off as you complete them. Alright, so if we start to fill in our build, and I'm just going to call this test build, and then select our matchup, which I'm going to do a Protoss versus random matchup. Okay, so once I selected that, you see that this form down here shows up. This is the steps editor where you actually define each step in your build. The next fields up here are credit, so if you wanted to put in a link to where you found the build or the name of the programmer that came up with the build or whatever, you can put that in there. Summary is a required field that just is a quick description of your build, and then the full description is a more in-depth description of the build that you are adding. You can put all kinds of notes here, general strategy advice, and basically anything you want to put in there. Down here we have a replay link. The replay link, you can link to a video or a actual replay file that shows the build being used. And then the tags, you can select tags to define things about your build and allow people to search for your build by these tags. Okay, so now that we have a title, I'm going to put a summary in here. This is a test build, and this is a test description. I'm not going to fill in a credit or a replay link. The only things that are required here are the title, matchup, and the summary. So once we've got all that filled in, we can start to put in our steps. And there's two different modes to the steps. We have the simple mode by default, and then there's an advanced mode. By clicking this orange arrow, you get extra fields for that step. Let's go back to simple mode for now, and let's put in our first step. And first step we want to do is at 9 supply we want to build a pylon. So you start to type in pylon, and as you can see, it gives you a list of items that as you're typing, and then you select that item. We go to add the next step, and we're going to say at 12 supply we want to build a gateway. So you see there's different options here. We could select gateway, we could later on we could build a Stargate, or we could research warp gate tech, but for now we're going to select a gateway. And I see that my advanced steps showed up by default here when I added a step. That's not supposed to do that, so that's a bug I need to fix here. Anyway, so let's pretend that's how it should have came up when I added the step. Now we're going to add an advanced tag to it. So let's say that we want to just be really specific here and say that 150 minerals, 12 supply and 150 minerals is when we want to add our step, or our gateway. Alright, so we're just going to leave it really simple for now. We've got one basic step that doesn't have any advanced fields, and then we have an advanced step that does have an advanced field set here. The other fields that you can select, or that you can set here, just for clarification, the quantity is the number of units or buildings that you want to make. So instead of adding a step every time you want to build a Zergling, for instance, you can just say build 4 of them or whatever. Gas is how much gas you have when you build that. So common instance would be for like a Speedling build for Zerg, you'd want to research metabolic boost at 100 gas, so you'd set that there. Time is in seconds when you want that the target time to build that. And then cancel flag is pretty much just for the Zerg extractor trick. It says that after you build this, you want to cancel it before it's done. And then a note is just 50 characters that you can say anything you want about that step. Anything beyond what the advanced fields say about that step, you can put in there. Okay, so once you have everything filled in the way you want, you can either click the Save Build button here, or you can click the Save little icon here. Either way, saves the build. So, now we have the build saved. This is the build info page where you can see all the details about the build after you've found it through the build orders list. There's the summary and description. All of these things show up. The replay link would show up if there was one set. Then you got a nice little icon of the building and all of the fields associated with that step. Then if you click on these little tabs down here, you can get different encodings. So if you were to copy this and paste it into your Yabot custom map bank file, then you can use it the next time you launch the Yabot map. Plain text, just a simple text version that you can copy and paste into a forum or a email or whatever. Then we've got comments down here. You can click there to leave comments on their build. People can comment back and forth about your build, what they like and what they don't like. Okay, these little icons up here at the top left and top right, these 3 here always show up. Those are rating icons. You can click to mark this build as a favorite so you can find it later. And you can rate it up or down. Over here, these first 2 icons, this is the edit button. If this is your own build, that icon will show up and you can click to edit it. This button, you can click to delete it if you own this build or you submitted this build. And this icon also shows up all the time like these other 3 over here, and that's a flagging icon. So you click that and then people can type in, if you have an error in your build, or an update broke something and your build doesn't work like it's supposed to, and they can just make notifications like that. So that's about it. If you have any questions, please post on the forums, and thanks for watching.